The steak sizzled as it hit the table, the sound sharp enough to cut through the low hum of the diner. David Carter flinched. Not because of the price, he could afford 100 meals like this without blinking, but because tonight, this plate represented something else entirely. Hunger. Pride. Survival. He sat alone in a cracked vinyl booth, sleeves rolled up, hands rough, boots dusty, looking like just another tired single dad trying to stretch a few dollars. No one in that small roadside diner knew that David was a millionaire living undercover, or that the weight in his chest had nothing to do with money at all. 3 months earlier, David had buried his wife, Sarah, beneath an oak tree behind their old church. Cancer had taken her fast, leaving him with their 8-year-old son, Noah, and a silence in the house that screamed louder than any argument ever had. After the funeral, David did something no one expected. He stepped away from his company, froze his assets, and walked into a new town under a different name. He wanted to know who he was without wealth. More than that, he wanted to know how the world treated a man who had nothing but responsibility and love for his child. This diner was part of that test. The Silver Spoon was the kind of place where truckers ate at dawn and families split meals to save money. David ordered the cheapest steak on the menu, even though it cost him almost a full day's cash work. His stomach twisted as he watched the waitress walk away. He told himself the expense was worth it. Protein mattered when you were trying to stay strong for a child, but guilt pressed in. Every dollar counted now. Or at least, it was supposed to. The waitress returned with the plate and a polite smile. Her name tag read Emily. She looked young, maybe mid-20s, with tired eyes and hair pulled back too tightly. As she set the steak down, her fingers brushed the edge of the plate, and something slipped onto the table. A folded note. David's eyes drop. Emily, he said quietly, holding the paper between his fingers. You left this. Her face drained of color. For a moment, David thought she might run. Instead, she swallowed and nodded. I'm sorry, she said. I didn't know how else to tell you. Tell me what? David asked. She glanced around, then leaned closer. That steak, she whispered. It's from yesterday. David blinked. Yesterday? We had a power outage last night, she said. The fridge went down for hours. The owner told us to serve everything anyway. Said we couldn't afford the loss. Her voice cracked. I've seen people get sick. I couldn't let it happen again. David looked back at the plate on the table, the steam still rising. He felt a cold wave roll through him, not fear for himself, but something deeper. Betrayal. Not just by the diner, but by a system that forced a young woman to choose between her job and someone else's safety. Why tell me? He asked. Emily hesitated. Because I saw you counting your money before you ordered. Because you look like someone who can't afford a hospital bill. And because I know what it's like. David's throat tightened. What do you mean? My dad, she said softly. He raised me alone after my mom died. Worked himself sick just to keep us fed. People took advantage of him because he was desperate. Her eyes met David's. I couldn't be part of that. For a long moment, neither of them spoke. The diner noise rushed back in. Plates clinking, a baby crying, the bell over the door ringing. David pushed the plate away. Thank you, he said finally. You did the right thing. She nodded, but fear still lingered on her face. If my boss finds out. He won't, David said. Not like this. David returned to his booth, but he didn't sit. He watched. The owner, a heavy-set man named Frank, laughed with a regular, completely unconcerned. David felt anger rise, but he forced it down. This wasn't about revenge. It was about responsibility. He paid for the meal anyway, leaving.